Hi ho, hi ho, hi ho, hi ho. The time to review Snow White. Disney's need to be updated, or was it already ahead of its time? Hi ho, hi ho, hi ho, hi ho. Well, hashtag wow, hashtag now. And let's say, hopefully made it clear with my terrible singing. People believe that Snow White should be updated. Now here's the question. Should it be updated? Or was it already ahead of its time? And honestly, I'm going to say it was ahead of its time. When you watch this movie here, here's the title. The movie itself, they talk about the idea of the prince being a stalker. Honestly, let's see, the evil queen there. No, that's a prince. So there she is. Oh wait, well here she is right here. Well, first of all, it's kind of ahead of its time because you kind of picture her actually, yeah, being played by Gal Gadot or maybe Angelina Jolie. But at any rate, the movie does. There is a stalker in the movie. That's the evil queen. I don't know why people point that out. That's the evil queen. Is obviously the stalker. I mean, she's a movie is not outdated when you think about it. I mean, she's literally Googling herself. The magic mirror is basically Google or Ask Jeeves or whatever your go-to engine was or still is. I mean, she's looking up herself to see, you know, I guess only one person's version of social media, whether or not she's hot or not. Uh, then there's also the idea. I'm watch this movie. I kind of got more of a 1950s feel. People bursting out the song tones, than the 1930s. So I guess a little bit ahead of the time when it, in that way. I felt it was more of ahead of its time when you see people focus on their work and their apartments are dirty, or in case their house is dirty. So I see something like that, or people bargaining, figure, well, I can't give you money for stay, but what if I clean your house? What if I do something for you? So again, a lot of this time, get the Seven Noirs there. Again, these characters do not need to be updated. Okay, you have actual people there. They should have fired seven little people to act because they did have personalities. Interesting thing about Dopey. He doesn't talk because he couldn't find an actor to do his voice. So I figured, all right, screw it, he's mute. No, seriously, listen to the commentary. That's exactly why he doesn't have a voice. They couldn't find a voice for him. And also worry about Dopey's. Yeah, I think we already know what Dopey really was, but they're kind of afraid there might be a drug reference. So Dopey was not in it and needing a voice because he couldn't find an actor for his voice. Again, we've got the Prince here. And honestly, yeah, I have to agree with the Prince. I hate agreeing with Zuckerberg on anything after what she said. That's like agreeing with Bill Cosby. You remember he did the Cosby Kids and all that stuff, and did some good advice. But yeah, the problem is I have with the Prince, they never really had a lot of screen time. They talk about the idea that true love's kiss can break the spell. They mentioned this in Frozen, and Frozen made it clear. Well, they make it clear, but at the end they point out true love can be anything. It doesn't have to be romantic love. And I kind of felt her Snow White here, and the Seven Dwarfs over here. I kind of felt they had more screen time. They got to know each other more. And I kind of felt that maybe their kiss should be the one that breaks the spell. I mean, no offense to the Prince. I'm sure he's a great guy, but how much do we even know about this guy? We never spent like no time. He's a great singer. He's very good at conversation, even if it turns awkward. Other than that, what do we know about this guy? I mean, I like you, guy, but we don't know anything about you. So that's the only thing I disagree. I have to agree, God, with Zuckerberg. Jeez. Well, anyway, the rest of the movie is ahead of its time. The animation, for example, does it is as good as Puss in Boots 2. We're not. Don't watch the first one. Save yourself an hour and a half of your sanity. The second one, Puss in Boots, I mean, it has some great animation to it. I want to say it's kind of the same concept where you can see a lot of art. Yes, yes, sorry for the cough. Yeah, it's the artwork is not as clean, but it is very good. The animation does hold up. And the funny thing, here's an interesting fact about the animation. If you watch makings like any Disney cartoon from the past, especially like Alice in Wonderland or Peter Pan, they have the actors will act out the part to be animated. It's actually interesting to watch. No, seriously, watch those things. It's actually interesting to watch. You see somebody dressed as Tinkerbell, and she's looking through not exactly an oversized thing that's supposed to be a keyhole. You see the Mad Hatter saying his lines while actually, well, not exactly doing what he did with the clock, but close enough. Like he's actually doing the movements of taking the clock apart, putting butter and jam in it, and facial expression, everything. And the animators will go with that. We're work off that for the animation. So they did the same thing here. As for another thing, if people remember Wizard of Oz, yeah, I know, not a Disney property. It's work with me here. They talk about something called Technicolor. That was the time was considered their advanced technology when it comes to telling a story about movies. Color wasn't a very big thing. It used Technicolor on here, Snow White here, and people are afraid, of course, that the color may be too much. Luckily, it wasn't. So yeah, they just use Technicolor even in animation versus using Technicolor as you see in The Wizard of Oz. So, at any rate, a lot of techniques. I'm not sure how many people still use the techniques today. And usually, when you think of animators, you think of them sitting on a drawing board with a mirror and they imitate their faces. And or Pixar talk about again behind the scenes was Monsters Incorporated, where a person will go into this room, animator will go walk into the room, and they'll do the animation themselves, like they'll do the acting themselves, like I described. A lot of techniques, yeah, still can be used today. The movie itself, again, here's another thing you predicted: Stranger Danger. You gotta wonder how far back Stranger Danger even goes. Another thing I noticed was interesting about the movie when you watch it. No offense to a hi ho, off to work we go. But why are they saying it after they're done working? I thought that was weird. I never noticed that before. But once they're done with work, they scream hi ho, off to work you go. It's like you're already at work. Why you're going home? But okay, I thought that was weird. Um, Another thing I noticed, I keep forgetting this one here. There was a skill when she becomes her. Uh, I can't believe. I don't know if anyone's ever pointed this out, but what is that skeleton there? There's a skeleton reaching for a jug of water in a prison cell, and this person doesn't even have clothes on. I think the person was thrown there naked, wanted to die of thirst, have this water jug just out of reach. And again, she says, "Oh, thirsty." It made it clear that's what it was. Thirsty hasn't water. She kicks the water jug right at the skeleton, breaks apart, and she goes off to put Snow White in a coma so she could be buried alive. Luckily, again, the dwarves, they didn't know that some dwarves had the foresight to not bury her for a reason for her. She thought she was too beautiful to be buried. So, yay for looks. looks. Anyhow, yeah, I felt the movie was done very well. The way they did it, the way they even animated is a story in itself, as I point out right now. And again, I'm curious about the skeleton. I have a theory on that one. I have a theory that skeleton might have been the guy that was supposed to hire to kill Snow White, because I thought it was kind of weird. She realized she was tricked, and the guy suffered no consequences. I mean, yeah, we don't want him to suffer consequences, but keep in mind, this is the one who's going to kill her. What was her daughter or stepdaughter? I don't know what the. Well, I'm not sure what the relation was with her. I think they're related somehow. But at any rate, write the comments below. There's something you notice in the movie that wasn't pointed out to now. You felt is there anything in the movie that you believe relates to today? You think they should do more of this stuff where actors should play the role so the animators can animate so characters look more actual characters? You believe that the dwarves. Now I haven't seen the actual movie. I don't know if I'm ever gonna be brave enough to watch it. So I don't know. Did you watch the movie where the seven dwarves at least seemed human? They may not look human, but did it seem human? Again, write a comment below. And of course, if you're brave enough to watch the movie, which is something that you felt that the new Snow White movie did better than the actual movie. I get a feeling at least one or two things they might have done better, but then again, I don't know. I figure even the worst movies might at least do one or two things right. Anyhow, like I said, the only thing I can say is that the ending, yeah, I kind of felt this Some War should have been one. They had the more screen time with her. I thought their true love should have stayed. Again, true love, as part of Frozen, isn't always about romance. It could be about friendship. I felt maybe it made more sense if the Seven Dwarfs actually freed her because they had more screen time with her. But anyway, what are your thoughts? Are you okay? So no, everything's perfect the way it is. Now, if the Handsome Prince come, don't think about it too much. Again, write your comments and what your ideas below. And if the case there's anything I missed. And as always, hope your day sucks a little less.